Hi, everybody. So I have been getting a lot of questions about how to use Desmos statistics calculator. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to post this on Canvas for anyone who wants to. Now, just a disclaimer, you do not have to use Desmos. Okay, you do not have to use Desmos. It's just a free online statistics calculator. So it's the first one. I know a lot of people like it, so I thought if you didn't have a graphing calculator, this would be a good one to go to. If you know how to use TI-89s, or sorry, TI-84s, and how their statistics function works, please use those. It's fine too. If you, heaven forbid, want to do the mean of 40 things by hand, go for it. Don't recommend it. If you want to look up on YouTube how to use your graphing calculator for statistics, that's fine too. But this is just an online one. TI-84s and 84 pluses are really expensive, so I didn't want to have to require one. So this is the one that I tend to use if I don't have my graphing calculator available. Okay. So I'm going to show you, let me share my screen. Super fun. Go Google, right? We're all taking heavy stock in Google this week. So this is stats, the Desmos. So just to start completely over, this is what I type in, Desmos statistics calculator. And then I can go to the first one listed here. Okay, click on that. And we go into Desmos. It's going to pop up with a lot of like, hey, look at this cool nonsense. You don't need any of this. Just go ahead and click it off. It's just kind of a demo mode they want to show you. Okay, so for our purposes, we don't really need a lot of the graph. So if you want to pull this over, you can. You don't have to. But the first thing we're going to do is enter our data. We have to tell the computer what you actually want to take data of. So if I had a homework assignment, say 7.3, this is 7.3 on a different page, and I had a question, here's a bunch of data. Find the mean and standard deviation. Most of us, this looks familiar. Well, I got 40 values here, so I'm going to enter them into my table. I don't want to enter it like it appears. This isn't two variables. This is all just ages, right? This isn't person A is 31, person B is 52, person 3 is 33. It's all just the ages listed. So I'm going to enter them all into the same column. Okay, so 31, 51, 33, 39, 51, 33, 39, dot, dot, dot. I'm not going to do all of it just because it's a tutorial video, but I go all the way down to 39, and then I keep going with 30. So dot, 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 39, and then 30, and then I keep going with the second column. So it doesn't matter if you go by rows or columns, as long as all 40 of these are in this one box. So I'm going to make up a couple other ages. This is not the data from that homework, so please do not just copy this for the answers. There. Okay, so we got, oops. And look, if you do something wrong, it tends to notify you like, that's not a value, my friend. You didn't even finish that expression. So you may want to put a number in there. So there we go. I got everything in here. You don't need to delete this or anything. Just leave it there. Just don't touch it. Okay, so I've got my data in there now. It's all under X1. Feel free to change that if you want, but you know, whatever you change it to, make sure you remember. Now, under this next column, I'm going to start doing functions. So if you are on your cell phone doing this, which yes, it does work on your phone if you have a smartphone, you just shouldn't have to hit show keypad. It should just pop up when you click on this. But if you are on the computer, you're going to have to hit show keypad, and then you'll see these. Okay. We're looking for functions, and then the statistics functions. So over on the right-hand side, you'll see functions. You click on statistics, and you'll see a bunch of things that start to look like stats words. Excuse me, I may have to sneeze. Over here, we see the two main that we're going to use, mean and standard deviation. Now watch out, because median is not mean, right? Standard deviation, P, we're not going to use. Okay, so that's a different kind, so don't use that one. Just use the plain standard deviation. But I'm going to go ahead and click mean. And then now the computer's asking me, well, what do you mean? The mean of what? What are you talking about? Because remember, it doesn't know that I want to use this table yet. So it's telling me, it's asking me now, what do you want to use? What do you want to find the mean of? And I'll just say X1. And I can just type 1. I don't have to worry about putting a subscript. It'll automatically do that for me. And that's the name of my column. So if you change this to like ages, then you're also going to have to enter ages down here so that the computer knows it's the same one you're talking about, okay? And then you close it out. That's technically optional. You didn't even have to do that because it automatically assumes you're closing it out and pops up with the mean over here. So it has taken all of these numbers, added them together, divided by how many there are. Turns out the average was 34.2. Did that lightning fast, right? definitely don't want to do that by hand. So let's say I want to find the standard deviation now. I go down to another column and I do the same functions, standard deviation, and then again, it's asking me of what, you crazy person? What are you talking about? I tell it which list, and there's a standard deviation. Now, it doesn't automatically have a place it's going to stop and like round off to. It doesn't want to assume it knows, you know, so it's like a regular calculator. You can choose where to round off to. Whoops. And then just pick what you did. So like 8.47 is the standard deviation. Okay, you can find a whole bunch of other functions up here, right? I can find the whoops. What you don't want to do things in the same box. If you're ever going to do a calculation, do a separate one, but you can find the minimum of x1. Oh, look at that. It was 20. You can find the total, right? Oh, again, you don't want to do it in the same box. Sorry. You can find the total. And yes, you can actually just type them by hand if you want to do it that way too. If you happen to remember that mean is MEAN, right? You can just type mean. But, you know, remembering that standard deviation is STDEV, that's kind of hard, so it's up to you. Use it for whatever you want. Again, this is just in case you don't have one at home. Okay, if you don't have one, then doing these calculations can be really monotonous. So the only thing it doesn't do is z-score. Sorry, guys. So you have, once you have the mean and the standard deviation, you do have to find the z-score by hand. If you find that that is not true and you've messed around with this and you found out you found the place to do the z-score, please tell me because I'd love to be able to show people. But no, you got to do that by hand. And then if you have any other questions on it, just let me know. Okay, so this is just a fast way to get some numbers that may take a minute to calculate. Okay, I hope that helped. I hope it's a little better now. Okay, if you do have any questions, email me. Come see me during office hours, 10 to 12. Other than that, yeah, let me know.